right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back inside this building. This is the Red Bluff Outlaws. Probably the most famous outlaw kart track in the entire world. Walking out here right now, they just finished up Mud Pack before we begin Perpetual Trophy Night, one of the more prestigious races of the season. Tonight we are going to be competing for this trophy right over here. So here's a look at the QRC Karts Perpetual Trophies. So here's how this works. If you win tonight's A main event, you get to take this trophy home. You get to keep it for 1 year, and then you bring it back for the following Perpetual Trophy Night. You give it back, the next winner gets it, and you get your name on it for the rest of the time. If you actually look here on the box stock trophy, like I won this one in 2013, 2014, and on the open trophy, we won it just a handful of years ago. So we're hoping to add our name again to it. But it's really cool how it just kind of lives on with your name on the trophy. You get to keep it for a year, and then you get to pass it on to the next winner. Now with QRC supporting tonight, it is also their 40th anniversary of being in business. You see the hashtag sometimes since 1985. That was the birth year of QRC and outlaw karts here in Northern California, and since it has expanded, you know, across the entire world. So with that, tonight we are running special tribute cars. So here's a look at the Ruby Red number 18T. This thing is a beauty. This was Jimmy's idea, and he got it from Hendrick Motorsports when they did their Ruby Red cars, and it totally fits with the QRC theme. So yeah, that's a look at our hot rod for tonight. Next up, we'll be on track to start everything with qualifying. Well, not a bad start to the night for the Red 18T, the Ruby Red 18T. We got 42 opens here for Perpetual Trophy Night. The racetrack, it's rough. It's wet and it's rough. So kind of how they do Red Bluff is the track comes in and out of this building as there's other events throughout the year and with breaks and how the schedule is. And it's almost like with the material being outside through December, January, you know, they claim they haven't even put that much water on it, but the racetrack, it is just thick and muddy and soft, and we have a lot of cars tonight. We've already ran quite a few laps, but it just sticks to your feet in the cars, like you're just bouncing around. So it was kind of like riding a bucking bronco out there. I really didn't think my laps were any good. I was actually kind of waiting to hear like maybe we were 15th or 20th or who knows. Like I was bouncing around so bad, but I tried to drive my race car hard and just carry good speed. And after our session, we were 5th quick. So we'll see where we end up. I think we'll stay in the top 10, but not a bad start to the night. And we'll just kind of have to see what the surface does. Whatever it does, we're just going to do what we can to be on top of it and be fast. So as qualifying is all wrapped up, here is a look at the cushion in turns 3 and 4. Just as I say that, they're bringing equipment out, I think, to do a little bit of track prep. So you can see them, they're kind of cutting into the cushion right now. Kind of depends the type of racer you are, if you would like to see a big curb or not. I feel like it's so early in the night and the track's so wet that it's actually not bad to cut into it right now. It's so low on the top that it just kind of narrows up the racing surface, and so by kind of cutting into it, hopefully it opens it back up, and with the amount of moisture, you know, across bottom to top, I think we still got a good chance of it building back up. So they're continuing to work down there. I don't know if they're going to do anything down here to 1 and 2, but we ended up 8th quick out of the open division. So that is now going to put us starting 3rd in our heat race, 2nd row inside, and the top 2 transfer to tonight's A main event. I just kind of hope we have both lanes to work with. I think we will. A lot of cars have really worked in the bottom, and the top is just starting to come in. And then with this little bit of help, hopefully that kind of, you know, like I said, keeps the surface wide enough where we can move around, still build up some more fluff, and keep burning off the racetrack so it slows down just a little bit and slickens off. able to claw through the heat race. We ran second from third, and that will transfer us directly into tonight's main event. We didn't make it through things though completely unscathed. You see some damage there. I told Jimmy, sorry for wrecking your stuff. I was running third, or started third. You know, got a good start. You're kind of boxed in. I always talk about that being second row inside. It can be a good spot if everything kind of plays out your way, but you're not really in a position where you can be super aggressive. You just have to get through that first lap, hit the bottom, and then, you know, try to move around from there if you got to jump to the top or you got to throw a slide job or whatever. So I was running third. We had a yellow, had quite a few crashes through the heat races just because of the surface. Very easy to spin out, bike up, tip over, flip, crash your car. And a lot of that is just because of how soft the racetrack is. There's so much moisture in it, and it's holding it pretty good now, even though we're halfway through the day and the track honestly still looks like it's qualifying. So anyway, was running third, second, biked up on the cushion. Then later in the race on a restart, I biked up running second. And that's where everything kind of got crazy. Like, I half spun down the track, made a mistake there. Luckily, I was actually still in contention to keep second, went to 3 and 4 though, and that's where I made another mistake and spun out. And that would be like, I know there's a lot of young fans that watch these videos that race, like that would be a good lesson. You never want to let one mistake. I let one mistake down there, I panicked, and then it caused another mistake when I actually, in reality, could have still been in a transfer spot or everything would have been okay. But I went down there, kind of spun out, and then I just got finished off. But regardless, I was sideways first and would have lost a bunch of positions. Luckily though, one of the cars in the back had hit the cone, which then made it like a no start. So no matter what happened there, as long as I kept my stuff running, I was going to get my spot back. They put me back to second. We had one final restart there, and we transferred. So Merry Christmas, whatever saying you want to use. We had luck on our side, and even though I made some mistakes, put myself in a bad spot, we transferred through, and we will now be in the redraw later to start in the first 3 rows of tonight's QRC Perpetual A main event. Well, the dash, we were able to move forward 1 spot, so that was good. In the situation that I was drawing the 5, literally my minimum goal was just try to get to 4th. You want to at least move forward 1 row. That moves you starting on the outside. You're kind of in a good position to judge the first few laps of an A main event. So things played out in our favor there, even though like the dash was it was a crapshoot. Like, I got spun out early on. I kind of half spun one time, and then guys were moving around in front of me. At one time I biked up. Like, the racetrack's just like I said, it's tricky. It's got a lot of character, so it makes it very crucial where you put your car. And talking with other guys, we're all on the same page. Like, it's hard for your car to feel really good just because anytime you're getting, you know, on the throttle, you're accelerating, you're climbing an RPM, if you hit a rut, you bounce around, like whatever happens, you really have no way to predict where your car's going. It's that uneven, so it just makes our jobs as drivers more difficult. But that's part of what we sign up for, right? So got to figure out how to get a little better and keep working on our race car just so I'm a little more comfortable. I have been complaining a lot about having brake issues and not having my car stop how I would like, which can make it tough when you're racing around, guys, because the last thing you want is to hit the brakes and not stop. So anyway, we're going to work on that, and we're going to be rolling off from 4th. So I feel like we're in a great position here. Glad that we just survived the dash, and just a clean slate from the heat race, clean slate from the dash, and now it's time to go run 30 good laps. So just as we thought everything was going to be okay, we're in a good spot for tonight's feature. Watch the left front here. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. My left front assembly falls off here before we even go green, just when we're kind of idling around. So they take me to the hot pit. Of course, you know, there's a ton of people there waiting. They get my left front back on, they get me back out, and now instead of starting up front, we are going to have to move to the rear and be rolling off from 16th in this feature. story. That one was start to finish. I was scheduled to start 4th. I felt really excited, and I guess our winter season luck showed up. The craziest thing, we were all talking about, like my left front fell off before the green. I know we are all, of course as a team, when something like that happens, you're embarrassed, but you don't even know what happened. It wasn't just the tire, it wasn't like the lug nuts were loose. The whole left front assembly, basically from the spindle, the hub, the nut, the pin's gone, obviously. Everything that holds that thing on fell off, so I had to start 16. Drove my way back up into the top 5 actually pretty quick. Everything went my way. I made a couple passes, was in the right spot, got aggressive, and once I got to 5th, I just kind of stalled out. We had a couple double foul restarts, you know, never was able to break into the top 4, 3, try to get out of the mess that's in the middle, and that just hurt me. So I was just kind of vulnerable to the cars around me, and with all the yellows, like I just never got going. Then we had like a 10 or 12 green flag lap run at the end, and I think I was the fastest car on the entire track. Like once I broke away and got into 4th, I was ripping. That was really the only thing I'd do different. Like the whole race, I ran a pretty good race. I just stalled out a little bit there in the middle, and it was kind of it's just hard to pass everyone so fast. I just could never get a good, I'm struggling to have speed to slide a car and then actually drive away. Like every time I slide them, they're able to drive back underneath me, or they're able to fight back. So like I have to freaking fight for 2 or 3 or 4 laps to get a spot, and then it kills you. Then you can't run down the next guy. So that felt frustrating, but that's just the name of the game, right? So we'll take a 16th to 4th. Disappointed, man. Wish we could have got the throwback cars in victory lane. So that sucks. Obviously, you know, our job was a lot harder there, having to come from dead last. We wouldn't have chose that, but I'm proud of my team for not giving up, for them getting me back out there. And like I said, I do have to give myself credit. I'm frustrated. I feel like, man, I kind of gave that one up to where I didn't have a shot at winning, but I felt like we had a huge uphill battle. We fought back hard. We didn't tear up our stuff, and to go from last to the top 5 is not too bad inside this building. So we'll keep digging. We'll keep trying to make it happen. We have one more night tomorrow to put the 18T in victory lane.